Working on me, working on me. Christ coming back with the flame. Better hope he don't pick your name. No. They can hear me? I'm tweaking.
I'm at war with myself. I'm at war. I'm at war. How could these sins like no? I'm at war with myself. I'm at war. I'm at war. How could these sins like no? Face the ease when I pray, I repent of my ways. Call my bro just to talk, I repent of my ways. I got laws on my mind, yeah, I know that's the way. Fear and dread on my brain, wisdom trying my ways. Yeah, devil, he be lurking in the shadows, trying to catch me slipping, it's a battle. But I stay girded from my loins up. This the price I pay when I serve the Lord. Gotta walk circumspect, Satan aiming for my neck. If I see sin, then I'm running Jezebel and get me at. Wisdom try me just to see if she can trust me, man. I pray to God I'm worthy. If I fall, never give up. I'm at war with myself. I'm at war. I'm at war. How can these sins like no? I'm at war with myself. I'm at war. I'm at war. How can these sins like no?
It's a battle day to day, gotta stay out the way. Try to run, try to escape, but my feet stuck in clay. I just wish you really knew how much it weighed, like the Wayne. But the level of the demon that I'm fighting, Hall of Fame. He in my brain for real, he causing me pain for real. It's hard to restrain for real, he on the campaign to kill. I gotta fight, go to my lungs, focus on doing the will.
From the feet of Gamaliel to the carcass of Stephen, I was excelling the zeal of my brethren. I was not without that change in the regimen. I put through hell who I thought was a heretic, I was a whole different specimen, Pharisee. It wasn't fair, I wasn't sparing them, If they was spreading that resurrect rhetoric, I'm gonna be there when they bury them, I'm on my way to Damascus, finna get licensed to get on their asses, Forsaking the elders' traditions for madness, no, I ain't giving no passes. I'm on my neck and suddenly light shine. Felt like the sun running up on me. Damn, it wasn't the sun, but I'll be damn. It was the Son of Man. Got knocked to the earth. I'm shocked and I'm hurt. Can barely breathe. Heart pounding. Then I hear a voice sounding. Why persecuted thou me? I'm so confused. Like what did I do? I know you an angel or something, but who? He said all that violence that you been inciting, I am the one you was doing it to. At this point I'm really terrified. Lord, what can I do for you to spare my life? He told me arise, go on to Damascus, you'll see what's next. You gon' be alright. When he departed, he left with my sight. I couldn't see at all. With no turning back, he put me on track. He turned me from Saul to Paul.
I used to blaspheme, and I did it ignorantly. And I did it all in unbelief, until the Lord enabled me. Now I'm praying that I never leave, and you don't take the spirit from me. I was walking in the flesh so carnally, didn't understand the truth, but now I say, now I say. And the knife put his hands on me, and then I went straight away. Only teaching the gospel of the king. Now they waiting for my blood at the gate. But oh well, when I was doing evil, they treated me so well. But now they only beat me and throw me in cold cells. Taught in all the city and they show me no pity. But do they know they opposing their own selves? Look, I gotta keep pushing, I gotta keep going. I got so much work to do. Like set up some churches and put out some doctrines. I can't get comfortable. I gotta wake up the Northern Kingdom. Many offended at what I'm teaching. Showing the torch out some true repentance. Now I'm delivered to King Agrippa. Think myself happy, I speak for myself. I'm not causing riots or causing rebel. Showing Samaria, the Commonwealth. They so selfish, damn. I thought they would get it because I'm a Jew. Keeping the custom since I was a youth. No shock my brethren, rejecting the truth. Which of the fathers they ain't persecute?
Hey, shalom, Israel, most high in Christ blessed. And what happened? Can you tilt the camera down just a little bit? Okay. All praise to the Most High. So, shalom, Israel, most high in Christ blessed. Happy hump day. You know what I'm saying? We made it through the middle of the week. We that much closer to the Day of Atonement in Tabernacles.
Right, Tabernacles on the way.
All praises to the Most High. All right, so today for the 4 chapters a day, IUIC 365 scripts. You got IUIC Arkansas holding it down. Myself, Officer Emmanuel.
And Officer Ezra.
And Officer Ezra with the chains and the, oh, look at him. He look clean as hell. Hey, he making the old garments look great again. You hear me?
Praises. Hey, make old garments great again.
For real. All praise to the Most High. So look, so today we got 1 Samuel chapters 12 through 15. These are some heavy chapters right here. So Lord's willing, you know what I'm saying, y'all stick around, get edified. Y'all know me, you know what I'm saying. These are some pretty entertaining chapters, I might say. So you might want to tune in, share it to your local telegrams and all that. So, you know, the people can get edified, all right? So without further ado, I wonder, was something I wanted to say before we started? No, that's after. All right, so let's begin. All right, 1 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 1.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 1. And Samuel said unto all Israel, Behold, I have hearkened unto your voice and all that ye said unto me, and have made a king over you.
So, in 1 Samuel at the end of chapter 11, they crowned Saul in Gilgal. So remember in chapter 8, the people pressured Saul because they wanted to be like the nations round about us. They pressured Saul into making a king. All right, so, hey, he chose, well, the Most High led him to choose Saul or whatever, the son of Kish. And that's who got crowned. So, you know, this is the aftermath speech. You know what I'm saying? This is, you know, Samuel letting them know, hey, whatever happens from here, that's on y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'll hearken to y'all voice. All right, read on.
And now behold, the king walketh before you, and I am old and gray-headed, and behold, my sons are with you. And I have walked before you from my childhood unto this day.
Read.
Behold, here I am, witness against me before the Lord, and before his anointed. Whose ox have I taken? Or whose ass have I taken? Or whom have I defrauded? Whom have I oppressed? Or of whose hand have I received any bribe to blind mine eyes therewith? And I will restore it with you.
So Samuel like, hey, look, I'm blameless. You know, who I didn't did wrong to, who I didn't finessed. You know what I'm saying? Speak up now and I'll restore it to you. Y'all know I am not a bad guy. I have always been a good guy to the nation of Israel. All right, read on.
And they said, Thou hast not defrauded us, nor oppressed us, neither hast thou taken aught of any man's hand.
Read.
And he said unto them, The Lord is witness against you, and his anointed is witness this day, that ye have not found aught in my hand. And they answered, he is witness.
Right, so Samuel is establishing his blamelessness. I'm blameless, right? Right, yeah, you are. You're good, Samuel. Okay, I'll pray to the Most High. Read on.
And Samuel said unto the people, it is the Lord that advanced Moses and Aaron, and that brought your fathers up out of the land of Egypt. Now therefore stand still, that I may reason with you before the Lord of all the righteous acts of the Lord, which he did to you and your fathers.
Right, so stand still that I may reason with you before the Lord and all the righteous acts of the Lord, which he did to you and your fathers. Let's get that in, I believe it's Psalms. I know I got it written in my old Bible. Let me see real quick. I mean, not my old Bible, my new old Bible that I lost in Mississippi. Hey, somebody tell Officer Getline, Officer Lavey, Officer Obadiah, you know what I'm saying? I need a diligent search done for my sword, man. Yeah, Psalms 103 and verse 7. Psalms chapter 103 and verse 7.
The book of Psalms.
Go ahead.
Chapter 103 and verse 7. He made known his ways unto Moses,
Read.
his acts unto the children of Israel.
His what?
His acts unto the children of Israel.
So he made known his acts, his righteous acts unto the children of Israel. All right, let's go back to 1 Samuel 12 and 7.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 12 and verse 7. Now therefore stand still, that I may reason with you before the Lord of all the righteous acts of the Lord, which he did to you and your fathers. When Jacob was come into Egypt, and your fathers cried unto the Lord, then the Lord sent Moses and Aaron, which brought forth your fathers out of Egypt, and made them dwell in this place.
Read.
And when they forgat the Lord their God, he sold them into the hand of Sisera, captain of the host of Hazor, and into the hand of the Philistines, and into the hand of the king of Moab, and they fought against them.
So he referring to the history in the book of Judges, starting in chapter 4. All right, read on.
And they cried unto the Lord and said, we have sinned, because we have forsaken the Lord, and have served Baalim and Asheroth.
Right, so the last time, well, what was that, Monday? Monday when we did the 4 chapters in chapter 7, you know what I'm saying? Because remember, the Philistines came up against them, and they was, you know, whooping our behind. So we was like, man, let's go get the Ark of the Covenant. We went and got the Ark of the Covenant and got jacked up even worse, and they took the damn Ark of the Covenant. You know what I'm saying? So Samuel had to let them know in chapter 7, it ain't just about having an Ark of the Covenant amongst you in order to not be defeated by your enemies. You got to put away them idols. You got to stop serving Balaam and Ashtaroth. All right? So that's, you know, that's the point that he had in his speech now. Read on.
But now deliver us out of the hand of our enemies, and we will serve thee.
Read.
And the Lord sent Jerubbaal,
right, which is Gideon. Read.
And Badan, and Jephthah,
read.
And Samuel, and delivered you out of the hand of your enemies on every side, and ye dwelled safe.
Right, so those were the saviors up to the point after, you know, post Moses and Joshua. You had Gideon, Badan, Jephthah, and now Samuel to deliver you out of the hands of your enemies, the Philistines, the Moabites, so on and so forth. Read on.
And when ye saw that Nahash, the king of the children of Ammon, came against you, ye said unto me, nay, but a king shall reign over us, when the Lord your God was your king.
Right. So even though you've seen the Most High always raise up saviors to come through for y'all, and did none of them have to wear no crown, because remember, go to Judges chapter 8 real quick. Because when Gideon, you know, he stood up as the savior for our people. He led the army of 300. When he did that, the people was like, hey, we finna make you king. Let's see what his response was. Judges chapter 8 and verse 22.
The book of Judges, chapter 8 and verse 22. Then the men of Israel said unto Gideon, rule thou over us.
So this is Jerubbaal. That was, you know, an alternate name for him. All right, it said, the men of Israel said unto Gideon, do what?
Rule thou over us, both thou and thy son son's son also. For thou hast delivered us from the hand of Midian.
You saved us from the Midianites. So be our king, Gideon. Read on.
And Gideon said unto them, I will not rule over you, neither shall my son rule over
I'm
you.
straight. We ain't doing that. We not establishing thrones and all that. Why? Read.
The Lord shall rule over you.
Because the Lord is your king. If we started getting to set up kings or whatever, that's who the people gonna start to, you know what I'm saying, put all their trust in and belief in. Instead of the Most High, they gonna put all their trust and belief and faith into the king. So it was never the Lord's intentions per se to make kings over us in the flesh. It was always supposed to be him as our king. And that was a righteous example of, you know, somebody that stood up and was a leader amongst us that said, no, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? So now let's go back. 1 Samuel, what verse we was at? Verse 12.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 8 and verse 12. I'm sorry, back chapter 12 and verse 12. And when ye saw that Nahash, the king of the children of Ammon, came against you, ye said unto me, Nay, but a king shall reign over us, when the Lord your God was your king.
Right, the Lord was the only king over you. But obviously that showed that they have disbelief in the Lord. No, we want a real king we could see and touch and bother all day, you know, in person.
Right.
That was Israel. Because why? All the other nations round about us had kings. Read.
Now therefore, behold the king whom ye have chosen, and whom ye have desired. And behold, the Lord hath set a king over you.
Right, this is your guy. This is Saul, your king. Read.
If ye will fear the Lord, and serve him, and obey his voice, and not rebel against the commandment of the Lord, then shall both ye and also the king that reigneth over you continue following the Lord your God.
Right, so if y'all and y'all king don't rebel against the voice of the Lord, the ultimate king, y'all gonna be all right. The king gonna reign. All right, read on.
But if ye will not obey the voice of the Lord, but rebel against the commandment of the Lord, then shall the hand of the Lord be against you, and it was against your, as it was against your fathers.
Right. So now let's get that in Deuteronomy 17, because the Most High knew, you know what I'm saying, Moses, in the spirit of the Lord, he knew exactly what Israel would do. You know what I'm saying, once we get to the land. All right, Deuteronomy 17, read verse 14.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17 and verse 14. When thou art come unto the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, and shalt possess it, and shalt dwell therein, and shalt say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me.
So when y'all get to the land, you know what I'm saying, y'all, that silly thought gonna get in y'all mind, we want a king like everybody else. So when this comes to pass, read.
Verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
Now let's read verse 20.
Verse 20. That his heart be not lifted up above his brethren, and that he turn not aside from the commandment to the right hand or to the left, to the end that he may prolong his days in his kingdom, he and his children in the midst of Israel.
So that's what Samuel just said. If y'all do not turn aside from the commandment of the Lord, your king gonna reign and y'all gonna be all right. But if y'all do not obey the voice of the Lord, watch this. Go to chapter 28 in Deuteronomy. Chapter 28, read verse 15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Read verse 36.
Verse 36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone.
So on the flip side, if you and your king don't obey the voice of the Lord will send you and your ragged king into subjection to the other nations.
Right.
So Samuel, once again repeating it to the children of Israel, because you know things got to be repeated to the Israelites. For real, Israelites require repetition. Let's go back. 1 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 16.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 16. Now therefore stand and see this great thing which the Lord will do before your eyes.
Read.
Is it not wheat harvest today? I will call unto the Lord, and he shall send thunder and rain, that ye may perceive and see that your wickedness is great. which ye have done in the sight of the Lord in asking you a king.
Right. So Samuel, just to demonstrate, you know what I'm saying, how wicked they was for asking for a king, he said, oh, it's wheat harvest, huh? Y'all think y'all finna have a good old sunny day and gather all the wheat? I'm going to send thunder and rain just to demonstrate how wicked y'all was for asking for a king instead of the Lord. Read.
So Samuel called unto the Lord, and the Lord sent thunder and rain that day. And all the people greatly feared the Lord and Samuel.
Right, and all the people greatly feared the Lord and Samuel. Let's get that in 2 Samuel 22. I think I pulled this last 4 chapters. The Lord sent thunder and rain. 22 and 14.
The book of 2 Samuel chapter 22 and verse 14. The Lord thundered from heaven, and the Most High uttered his voice.
Right, so that was the Most High just letting you got to imagine what he probably was saying. You know what I'm saying? With the, make a king instead of me. But it's all in the form of thunder. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to imagine how terrified they was. Read on.
Verse 15. And he sent out arrows and scattered them, lightning and discomfited them.
Right, so it scared the hell out of them. Let's go back. Verse 18.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 18. So Samuel called unto the Lord, and the Lord sent thunder and rain that day. And all the people greatly feared the Lord and Samuel.
Read.
And all the people said unto Samuel, Pray for thy servants unto the Lord thy God, that we die not. For we have added unto all our sins this evil to ask us a king.
Right, so the people, once the Lord thundered, you know what I'm saying, it scared the hell out of them. That's when they wanted to acknowledge they folly and they sin. Yes, we was dead wrong for asking for a king. We are evil. Read on.
Verse 20. And Samuel said unto the people, Fear not. Ye have done all this wickedness, yet turn not aside from following the Lord, but serve the Lord with all your heart.
Right. I love that verse. It's really a precept for the just man falling 7 times when you think about it. He basically saying, yes, you done all this wickedness, but now get it right. You see what I'm saying? Yet, after all this wickedness you done, serve the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Right the ship. That's what Samuel is saying. And it's heavy. Read on.
Verse 21.
Yeah, I know it say 20.
Oh,
but
okay.
it's 21.
Okay, threw me off. And turn ye not aside from then, should ye go after vain things, which cannot profit nor deliver, for they are vain.
Right, so he said, turn ye not aside, for then should you go after vain things which cannot profit. Let's get that in Jeremiah 2 and verse 5. Lord's willing, I don't over precept myself in the beginning because I want to really dig into chapter 15. But we ain't got all night because Camp 101. Read what you got.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 5. Thus saith the Lord, What iniquity have your fathers found in me, that they are gone far from me, and have walked after vanity, and are become vain?
And are become what?
And become vain?
Right, so that's a vain thing, to turn aside after idols and things that cannot help you, that cannot save you. A damn something that you make out of your hands ain't going to make thunder and rain come on your harvest day just to show you how wicked you are. Those are vain things. But, you know, the same thing with our people ice out these crosses. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature, knowing that they can't do a damn thing for you. You know what I'm saying? But those are the vain things that our people follow after. Let's go back. Samuel is warning them, like, don't do that. But as you can see, that was ahead in time, in the future. And that's exactly what the hell Israel ended up doing over a span of time. All right, but read on.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 22. For the Lord will not forsake his people for his great name's sake, because it hath pleased the Lord to make you his people.
Right, so that's a part of the comfort of the scriptures. Yes, he may purge your wicked behind, you know what I'm saying, out, but at the end of the day, the Lord will never exterminate the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? For his name's sake. Let's get that in Romans 11 and 1. He will never forsake his people. Let's see if the New Testament after Christ, if that changed, because that's the Christian doctrine. That's what they say. Let's see what, you know what I'm saying, who their whole doctrine is based on, the misinterpretation of his writings. Paul, let's see what he said. Read what you got.
The book of Romans chapter 11 and verse 1. I say then, have God cast away his people? God forbid.
Hell no. Read on.
For I also am an Israelite, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of
So
Benjamin.
we represent. He like, yeah, now the Lord ain't cast out his people. I'm Israel. Hey, you mean? Benjamin. Repping his tribe. Read on.
God hath not cast away his people, which he foreknew.
You see that? God have not cast away his people. He would never forsake his people. Let's go back. So, you know, Paul said the same thing Samuel said. 1 Samuel 12:23 now.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 12, and verse 23. Moreover, as for me, God forbid that I should sin against the Lord in ceasing to pray for you, but I will teach you the good and the right way.
Hold on, you got to read that verse again.
Verse 23.
It gotta marinate. Read it again.
Moreover, as for me, God forbid that I should sin against the Lord in ceasing to pray for you, but I will teach you the good and the right way.
So Samuel said, as a leader, you know what I'm saying, as somebody that really love my nation, if I stop praying for y'all, that would put me in sin. That would cause me to transgress, you know what I'm saying, what the Lord has commanded of me. That's what he's saying. So for you people that battle with praying, that's something that you should meditate on. You know what I'm saying? Don't be, you just pray every Sabbath. And no, if you cease to pray for your nation, that puts you in sin. That's something we all need to meditate on. All right? Matter of fact, get that in Job chapter 15. Job 15 and verse 4. Don't let this be you. Job chapter 15 and verse 4.
The book of Job, chapter 15 and verse 4. Yea, thou castest off fear and restrainest prayer before God.
And do what?
Restrainest prayer before God.
So that's in the same boat of, basically dwindling away from fearing the Lord. Casting out fear. The fact that you stopping praying and restraining prayer before your God is showing that you're starting to lack fear for him. You see what I'm saying? You got to think, bro. Like, we know, say in a world, like when you was in a world, right? And you was dealing with a female. If too many days go by without communication, you know what I'm saying? You got some type of fear. Maybe she done got to liking another dude. Maybe it's, you know what I'm saying? It's over with. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to make sure that the communication stays steady because you want her. You want her in your life. So if you want God in your life, you can't restrain prayer from him. All right? For real. Let's go back now. 1 Samuel 12 and 24.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 24. Only fear the Lord and serve him in truth with all your heart. For consider how great things he have done for you. But if ye shall still do wickedly, ye shall be consumed, both ye and your king.
So if you still do wickedly, after I done gave you this big old speech and this warning and the thunder and all that, and you still do wickedly, you're going to be consumed, you and your king. That's what we read in Deuteronomy 28:36. You and your king that set up over you, y'all going to be brought in subjection to the other nations. All right? So, that was Samuel, exhortation to the people to try to get their mind right on the right track. Yeah, y'all done messed up. Y'all didn't ask for the wrong thing, but now that you got it, make the best of it. Keep the commandments. Y'all going to be all right. Moses already told y'all, when they get in y'all mind, which y'all have fulfilled now, hey, you just got to don't turn aside from the commandment of the Lord. And the Lord going to prolong the king and the Israelites' days in the land. But, hey, it is what it is. Let's read chapter 13 now. So in chapter 13, this is the beginning of Saul showing his simplicity. You know what I'm saying? This is the beginning of Saul showing that he is not fit to be the king over Israel. All right? Read what you got.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 13 and verse 1. Saul reigned 1 year, and when he had reigned 2 years over Israel, Saul chose him 3,000 men of Israel, whereof 2,000 were with Saul in Michmash and in Mount Bethel, and 1,000 were with Jonathan in Gibeah of Benjamin. And the rest of the people he sent every man to his tent. And Jonathan smote the garrison of the Philistines that was in Geba, and the Philistines heard of it. And Saul blew the trumpet throughout all the land, saying, Let the Hebrews hear. And all Israel heard say that Saul had smitten a garrison of the Philistines, and that Israel also was had in abomination with the Philistines.
Right. So Saul, you know what I'm saying, he gathered some men of war, and his son popped off, you know what I'm saying, a battle with the Philistines. He went and attacked their garrison. So Saul blew the trumpets. Hey, it's wartime. You know what I'm saying? It's finna pop off. All right, read on.
And the people were called together after Saul to Gilgal. And the Philistines gathered themselves together to fight with Israel, 30,000 chariots and 6,000 horsemen and people, as the sand which is on the seashore in multitude. And they came up and pitched in Michmash, eastward from Bethaven.
Right, so the Philistines, remember Saul chose 3,000 men. The Philistines come, where Ephraim say, they come deep. Right. Was you there that day? Ah! But anyway, that's an insight. I'm sorry, y'all. So the Philistines come with 30,000 chariots, 6,000 horsemen. Basically, you know, way more, way deeper than what the Israelites was prepared for. Now watch this, verse 6.
When the men of Israel saw that they were in a strait, for the people were distressed, then the people did hide themselves in caves and in thickets and in rocks and in high places and in pits.
So you're telling me the sons of God, you know what I'm saying, the mighty men of valor, the Israelites, they saw them Africans coming their way and they started hiding. You see what I'm saying? Now watch what the ruler does. Watch what your king that you just anointed you. What does he do, Reed?
And some of the Hebrews went over Jordan to the land of Gad and Gilead. As for Saul, he was yet in Gilgal, and all the people followed him trembling.
So all the people was following him trembling, meaning scared and afraid. Now watch this. Go to Nehemiah chapter 6. So dealing with as far as when the other nations coming against us and things of that nature, as God's chosen people, like I mentioned, if we really got faith and we really believe, we should be fearless, because the Lord didn't give us the spirit of fear. You know what I'm saying? So for the people to be scared of the Philistines, who we've already defeated in times past, really with Samuel in chapter 7. You know what I'm saying? The Lord just defeated the Philistines for you not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? So for to still have that fear is really showing a lack of faith. It's showing that you really don't believe in your God. Read Nehemiah 6 and 10.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 6, in verse 10.
Afterward,
I came unto the house of Shemaiah, the son of Deliah, the son of Mehetabel, who was shut up, and he said, Let us meet together in the house of God, within the temple, and let us shut the doors of the temple, for they will come to slay thee. Yea, in the night will they come to slay thee.
So, you know what I'm saying, this is in a Persian captivity with Nehemiah. You know what I'm saying? He got liberty from the king to take brothers to go and rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, right? So that angered the enemy to see us coming together and rebuild our nation, trying to restore something. You had Sambalat, Geshem, and his name started with a T, another one. So you had these enemies that was plotting and scheming and trying to scare Nehemiah and all of that. But Nehemiah wasn't studying. His mind was on the work. So he goes into the house of Shemaiah or whatever, and he sees this brother. This brother suggests to, basically, let's hide. You know what I'm saying? Let's be scared and hide, because I hear that they're trying to kill you. Let us go hide in the temple. Read on.
Verse 11. And I said, should such a man as I flee? Should such a man as I flee?
Nehemiah said, what the hell I look like? You know what I'm saying? The God that made me a governor over the Israelites. He set me up to be, you know what I'm saying, a man for everybody to look up to. And remember, this the same dude that if you get to breaking the Sabbath or dealing with heathen wives, he'll lay hands on you. You know, Nehemiah didn't play no games. So you got to think of his persona, like when a dude done said it, like, the hell I look like? A coward? Read on. And who is there?
And who is there that being as I am would go into the temple to save his life, I will not go in.
You got me, you know what, up. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
And lo, I perceived that God had not sent him.
So his spiritual senses started to tingle. He started to think, God didn't send this brother to tell me to go hide, but what?
But that he pronounced this prophecy against me.
Uh-huh.
For Tobiah and Sanballat had hired
This
him.
a damn agent sent to set me up so the enemy can capture me in the damn temple. You see what I'm saying? For real, you got to watch them spirit. Oh, I don't think we should go here. I think we should just, all right. That ain't the spirit. Read on.
Therefore was he hired, that I should be afraid and do so and sin?
Stop. Therefore was he hired, that I should be afraid, meaning fearful, and by doing that, sin. So what does this show us? When you operating in the spirit of fear, that is sin, according to the Bible. Finish that.
And that they might have matter for an evil report, that they might reproach me.
Right, dude, Nehemiah weak ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Basically, they could say that he's weak. He's not fit to lead the Israelites. He's scared of us. All right? So now from there, go to Sirach 10 and 2. So that makes it very, what's the word? Very imperative that the leader be fearless, because if you scared, what you think gonna be the hearts of the people? You know what I'm saying? Because Judah say their hearts depend upon us, the leadership. Watch this, Sirach 10 verse 2.
The book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10 and verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is.
So what manner of man the ruler of the city is, read.
Such are all they that dwell therein.
So if the ruler is a scary coward, you know what I'm saying, that's going to be the rest of the nation. So I'm telling you, man, you brothers that aspire to have these leadership positions and all of that, you better make sure your spirit right. Make sure you built up. Because when you get tried and, you know what I'm saying, all of that, and you fold, you accountable for all them souls that fold right along with you. For real. That's why the scriptures say greater condemnation. All right, let's go back now. 1 Samuel 13 and 8.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 13 and verse 8. And he tarried 7 days, according to the set time that Samuel had appointed. But Samuel came not to Gilgal, and the people were scattered from him.
Right, so Samuel had instructed him in chapter 10, you know what I'm saying, when you get to this point, wait for me 7 days. Don't do nothing, don't make no moves until I get there. All right, wait 7 days and you're going to see me. I'm going to arrive and do what I got to do. And we're going to be straight. But it said that Samuel came not to Gilgal, and the people was what?
And the people were scattered from him.
So the people was frantic. So Samuel didn't come exactly at the time in which he said he would, and the people were acting frantically. Read on.
And Saul said, bring hither a burnt offering to me, and peace offerings. And he offered the burnt offering.
So remember, Saul is not the priest, that's Samuel. But he says, you know what, since Samuel ain't going to be here at the time he said he would, because, you know, brothers be trying to do that too. You know what I'm saying? They be trying to use, leadership said they was going to be here at 10, it's 10:05, so we just going to go ahead and cancel camp and go back home. You know, just some little random, you know what I'm saying? Little leadership late and all of that. So let's see if we can learn a lesson from this. You know what I'm saying? So Saul, he said, well, Samuel ain't here, so I would just offer it up, you know, on my own will. Read.
And it came to pass that as soon as he had made an end of offering the burnt offering.
As soon as he lost patience. What happened?
Behold, Samuel came.
Well, I'll be damned. He was just casually late. He was a little late. I'm telling you, man, you brothers, man, make sure y'all stay in the spirit. Stay in the spirit, man, when it comes to patience. All right? Brothers be so ready to, well, my leader wrote me up for being late, so when he be late, I'm a, hell, you know what I'm saying? I'm be out of pocket because I got the right. You see what I'm saying? So, like, hey, as you can see, according to the scripture, that is not what the hell you supposed to do in that situation. Be humble and wait, tarry like you were instructed. Yes, it may be some minutes over, you know what I'm saying? But a man's going to the Lord. It was probably to test your damn patience. So as soon as he, disobeyed the instructions given unto him, as soon as he did it, as soon as he finished it, Samuel woke up. Read.
And Saul went out to meet him, that he might salute him.
Hey, shalom, Op. You know what I mean? Watch, go to Sirach 2 and 2 real quick. Sirach 2 and 2. Like I said, this, things written for time, written for our learning. Read what you got.
The book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
Read.
And make not haste in time of trouble.
Right, that's what we just saw in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Him making haste in a time of trouble. He panicked. He made haste. He did unadvisedly. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to see that he's going to suffer consequences for doing so. The scriptures say don't make haste in time of trouble. All right, let's go back to 1 Samuel 13. So Samuel walked up, Saul trying to salute him like he ain't just do exactly what Samuel told him not to do.
Right.
All right, verse 11.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 13 and verse 11. And Samuel said, what hast thou done? And Saul said, because I saw that the people were scattered from me, and that thou camest not within the days appointed.
Uh-oh.
And that the Philistines gathered themselves together to Michmash.
So, what did Saul do? Bang, gang. You know what I'm saying? Well, you didn't come when you said you was going to come, Samuel. Because of that, what go to Isaiah 58 and 9? Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Because we going to see that this is a part of Saul's behavior. You know what I'm saying? He never want to hold himself accountable. He don't want to take responsibility for his actions. He always try to deflect, you know what I'm saying, everything on whoever else. All right, watch this. Read what you got.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 58 and verse 9. Then shalt thou call, and the Lord shall answer. Thou shalt cry, and he shall say, here I am. If thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke.
Right, so the Lord is telling you, you know what I'm saying, what we got to put away or stop doing in order for him to start intervening on our behalf. All right, what else? Read.
The putting forth of the finger.
So God said we got to stop playing the damn blame game. You know what I'm saying? If we want him to be our God and look out for us, we got to stop pointing the finger. But that's exactly what Saul did with, the people. They was acting all crazy. And you didn't come when you said you was going to come. You know what I'm saying? So now let's go back now. 13 and 12.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 13 and verse 12. Therefore said I, the Philistines will come down now upon me to Gilgal, and I have not made supplication unto the Lord. I forced myself, therefore, and offered a burnt offering.
Right. So, I had to make supplication before the Lord to get get the sacrifice up so he can, you know what I'm saying? Because I was scared. So I had to do what I had to do. Let's see if he was justified. Let's see if the people acting crazy, his, the leader being late, Let's see if he was justified for him not fulfilling the instructions given unto him. Let's see. Read.
And Samuel said to Saul, thou hast done foolishly.
No. I understand.
Thou hast done foolishly.
No. You got a point.
Thou hast done foolishly.
But they be acting like we harsh. Right. And we got to, show some mercy. And first thing Samuel said to him, you a damn fool, Saul. What the hell is wrong with you? You have done foolishly. Read on.
Thou hast not kept the commandment of the Lord thy God. Of the Lord thy God.
The commandment of the Lord. That's what brothers be failing to understand. In Saul's mind, it was what Samuel told him. I ain't really follow exactly what you said. No, you disobeyed the commandment of the Lord.
Right.
Read on.
Which he commanded thee. For now would the Lord have established thy kingdom upon Israel forever.
Wait a minute. So for that mistake, for what he did, Samuel is letting him know the Lord was going to establish your kingdom over Israel. You know what I'm saying? The Lord was going to, set your lineage up to rule over his people. Would have. But since you done foolishly and went against the commandment of the Lord, that's no longer going to happen. That's no longer going to be the case. Hold there. Go to 1 Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 52. 1 Maccabees 2 and 52.
The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse 52.
Uh-huh.
Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation?
In temptation. Abraham was found faithful in temptation, meaning loyal. You know what I'm saying? When stuff wasn't adding up or whatever, he still, was drawing down with the knife. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He still was drawing down with the knife. That shows, basically, the Lord want to see is you going to perform what he told you to do no matter what, even if things don't work out how you planned it or how you imagined it to work out. You see what I'm saying? The Lord still want to see if you're going to do what he said anyway. Regardless, he want to prove that you faithful in temptation. Read.
And it was imputed unto him for righteousness.
And that's righteous when you're able to be loyal to the Lord regardless of the circumstances. Read on.
Joseph in the time of his distress.
In the time of his distress. In the time when things got hard. Just like with Saul, right?
Right.
In the time of his distress, the nation's coming up, the people going crazy and frantic, and Samuel ain't here yet like he said he would be. That's distress, right?
Right.
But what was he supposed to do? Read on.
Kept the commandment.
Wait a minute. So Joseph, a righteous forefather, in the time of his distress, he kept the commandment. When he had a right according to your, wicked fleshly Negro mind, she basically she tore my garment off. She made me lay down with her. You know what I'm saying? For real. He could, they did you know what I'm saying? They betrayed me. They lied to me. They got, he could have got his brothers killed. He could have laid down with his master woman. You know what I'm saying? And all of that. But through all the hard times, he kept the commandments of the Lord. And what did the Lord end up doing with him? Exalting him. Same thing. Read on.
And was made Lord of Egypt.
See there? So that you got to go through the hard, difficult times where it's not carnally reasonable for you to apply the commandments of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's the trial. That's the trial to see if you're worthy of being exalted, being made a king. You see what I'm saying? Saul failed that test. He was not faithful towards the Lord in the time of his distress, in the time of temptation. Let's go back now. 1 Samuel 13, verse 14.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 13 and verse 14.
I'm telling you, man, I can go all day on Saul. You know what I'm saying? I did some classes years ago called the nigga mentality. You know what I'm saying? A whole class was based on Saul because he embodies the term nigga. I'm telling you, he embodies that. For real. We can spend all day on dude. Read what you got. 1 Samuel 13, 14.
But now thy kingdom shall not continue. The Lord hath sought him a man after his own heart, and the Lord hath commanded him to be captain over his people, because thou hast not kept that which the Lord commanded thee.
So Samuel prophesying, you know what I'm saying? He know in the spirit, you know what I'm saying, the Lord then chose a man that's after his heart, and he going to take your place. He going to be the king over the people. He going to be the captain. You know what I'm saying? Now, Samuel never met the guy that's going to replace Saul. You know, that's what's spiritual about this. But let's get that in Acts so we can see who it is. Who is that man after the Most High heart, you know, that would eventually take Saul's place. Let's get that in Acts 13, 22.
The book of Acts, chapter 13 and verse 22. Mm-hmm. And when he had removed him, he raised up unto them David to be their king, to whom also he gave testimony and said, I have found David the son of Jesse, a man after mine own heart.
A man after what?
After mine own heart, which shall fulfill all my will.
Y'all see that? So David, excuse me. David is the man that God said he is after mine own heart. That would be the eventual replacement for Saul. Now, this was before he's even introduced in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It's spiritual. Let's go back. He was predestined for that thing. First Samuel 13 and 15.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 13 and verse 15. And Samuel arose and gate him up from Gilgal unto Gibeah of Benjamin, and Saul numbered the people that were present with him about 600 men. And Saul and Jonathan his son and the people that were present with them abode in Gibeah of Benjamin, but the Philistines encamped in Michmash. And the spoilers came out of the camp of the Philistines in 3 companies. One company turned unto the way that leadeth to Ophrah, unto the land of Shual, and another company turned the way to Betharon, and another company turned to the way of the border that looketh to the valley of Zeboim toward the wilderness. Now there was no smith found throughout all the land of Israel, for the Philistines said, lest the Hebrews make them swords and spears.
So the Philistines was sending, you know what I'm saying, they sent out 3 different companies to invade the Israelites. And at this time, it wasn't no sword maker, no smith amongst the Israelites to make weapons or whatever to defend us. And the Philistines knew this. Read on.
Verse 20. But all the Israelites went down to the Philistines to sharpen every man his share and his coulter and his axe and his mattock.
So this is why the Philistines knew, because the Israelites would go to the Philistines to get their weapons together. This is heavy right here, bruh. Negro, the NFAC.
Right.
And they mind, we need you meet simple Negroes all day out here in these streets. Man, we need to get out going, we need to fight, we need to, you know what I'm saying, blah, blah. But you gotta think, and just like the Philistines knew, Esau know, nigga, you come to my gun store, you know what I'm saying, you buy bullets from me, you depend on me to make the guns. You see what I'm saying? Not saying that it ain't some Jake out there that may have the talent materials to make arms, or, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's a damn remnant. It's a needle in a haystack. You know, but for the most part, Esau know, you know what I'm saying, you don't have a chance because you have to go to them for your weaponry. Same thing we read in the scriptures, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, let's continue.
Verse 21. Yet they had a file for the mattocks and for the coulters and for the forks and for the axes and to sharpen the goads.
Right, so yeah, we did have a little something to help us out. We had a file. Read.
Verse 22. So it came to pass in the day of battle that there was neither sword nor spear found in the hand of any of the people that were with Saul and Jonathan. But with Saul and with Jonathan his son was there found.
So they was the only 2 people that had a strap. They were the only 2 people with a sword. Read.
And the garrison of the Philistines went out to the passage of Michmash.
Okay, I'll pray to the Most High. So in chapter 13, we saw basically Saul, you know what I'm saying, he really blew the kingdom, you know what I'm saying, with his bad, with his instability in times of distress, you know what I'm saying. The Most High said, you ain't fit. I would have made you king, but now that's a wrap now. I already got your replacement on the way. It's coming. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I'll pray to the Most High. All right, now let's read chapter 14. Now this chapter right here is it's a little difficult, I would say. It's the way the turn of events is a little, you know what I'm saying? But we gonna get through it though. All right? It's long too. It's long. It's pretty long. All right, chapter 14, verse 1.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 14 and verse 1. Now it came to pass upon a day that Jonathan the son of Saul said unto the young man that bare his armor, Come, and let us go over to the Philistines' garrison that is on the other side. But he told not his father.
Right, so this Jonathan, you know what I'm saying, getting a little self-will action going on. He, took his little partner. He said, look, hey, come with me. You know what I'm saying, we finna do this. We finna, you know what I'm saying, But he did not tell his father. He did not tell Saul. Read.
And Saul tarried in the uttermost part of Gibeah under a pomegranate tree, which is in Migron. And the people that were with him were about 600 men. And Ahiah, the son of Ahitub, Ichabod's brother, the son of Phinehas, the son of Eli, the Lord's priest in Shiloh, wearing an ephod. And the people knew not that Jonathan was gone. And between the passages by which Jonathan sought to go over unto the Philistines' garrison, there was a sharp rock on the one side and a sharp rock on the other side. And the name of the one was Bozez, and the name of the other, Seneh. The forefront of the one was situate northward over against Michmash, and the other southward over against Gibeah. And Jonathan said to the young man that bare his armor, Come and let us go over unto the garrison of these uncircumcised, and it may be that the Lord will work for us.
So Jonathan, you know what I'm saying, the Lord put the spirit on him to do this. You know what I'm saying? He understood that the Lord is going to work for us. And it's going to be like little signals. He said, if this happened, you're going to know the Lord working for us, and it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord put the spirit on him to do what he's doing right here. All right, read on.
For there is no restraint to the Lord to save by many or by few.
Because that's how the Lord operates. You know what I'm saying? He loves to show his power by having a small number defeat a very large number. He just loves to do that. That's why it's going to be 144,000, you know what I'm saying, Black Hispanics and Native Americans taking over the whole damn world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just how the Lord wants it. That's how he rolls. That's how he show his power. All right, so let's hold it. Let's get 1 Maccabees 3:18. Let's get some supporting precepts for that point.
The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 3, and verse 18. Unto whom Judas answered, It is no hard matter for many to be shut up in the hands of a few. And with the God of heaven it is all one, to deliver with a great multitude or a small company.
You see that? It ain't hard for the Lord to deliver a large multitude into the hands of a few. It's nothing. A W is a W with the Lord. It don't matter how it come. We ain't gotta come deep, you know, to get the child done, to get the victory. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing for the Most High to deliver a large company into the hands of a small one. All right? Let's get another one. 2 Chronicles 14 and 11. 2 Chronicles 14 and 11.
The book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 14 and verse 11. And Asa cried unto the Lord his God and said, Lord, it is nothing with thee to help, whether with many or with them that have no power.
You see that? These is brothers that really got faith. They really believe in the Lord. They knew based on the things written aforetime. Lord, it ain't nothing for you to come through, whether we got a lot, whether we got mighty men or just a whole bunch of 130-pound brothers like myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It don't matter. You don't discriminate. It's all about faith. All right, read on.
Help us, O Lord our God, for we rest on thee. And in thy name we go against this multitude.
In the name of the Lord we go against this multitude. That's what you see going on with Jonathan and his young servant. Hey, we going, it's just two of us, but we going against them in the name of the Lord. Read.
O Lord, thou art our God. Let not man prevail against thee.
Don't let man prevail against us. Let's go back to 1 Samuel.
The book of 1 Samuel.
Chapter 14, verse 7.
Chapter 14 and verse 7. And his armor bearer said unto him, Do all that is in thine heart. Turn thee, behold, I am with thee according to thy heart. Then said Jonathan, Behold, we will pass over unto these men, and we will discover ourselves unto them.
Read.
If they say thus unto us, Tarry until we come to you, then we will go stand still in our place, and will not go up unto them.
Right. So if we show out, we reveal ourselves to them, and they say, how long y'all wait till we come over there? Then we going to stay still and wait for them. All right, read.
But if they say thus, come up unto us.
But if they say this right here, if they tell us to come up, Read.
Then we will go up, for the Lord hath delivered them into our hand, and this shall be a sign unto us.
So he letting the young brother know this is how we gonna know if the Lord is with us or not. If they tell us to come up, that means the Lord gave us the green light. We're going to get the W. All right, read on.
And both of them discovered themselves unto the garrison of the Philistines. And the Philistines said, Behold, the Hebrews come forth out of the holes, where they had hid themselves. And the men of the garrison answered Jonathan and his armor-bearer and said, Come up to us.
So what did that indicate? That the Lord had sent them to do that. The Lord had ordained for them to sneak off and rush the Philistines by themselves. All right, read.
And we will show you a thing. And Jonathan said unto his armor-bearer, Come up after me, for the Lord hath delivered them into the hand of Israel.
It's go time. The Lord then gave them up into our hands. Read.
And Jonathan climbed up upon his hands and upon his feet, and his armor-bearer after him. And they fell before Jonathan, and his armor-bearer slew after him. And that first slaughter which Jonathan and his armor-bearer made was about 20 men within as it were an half acre of land, which a yoke of oxen might plow.
I remember Captain Hoshea brought this out years ago. This is like 5 years ago. Because it's, some people believe that Jonathan was gay. That's a doctrine. That's a thing. You know what I'm saying? They say Jonathan was gay. Captain Hoshea, he said, how the hell he can be gay and he, for real, he kicking ass. For real, like a real man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For real, a bold, manly man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers ain't cut to do this type of stuff.
Right.
All right, read on.
And there was trembling in the host in the field and among all the people. The garrison and the spoilers, they also trembled, and the earth quaked. Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
So it was a very great trembling. And the watchmen of Saul in Gibeah of Benjamin looked, and behold, the multitude melted away, and they went on beating down one another. Then
read that part again. I'm sorry. What verse you at?
Verse 16.
All right, read verse 15.
Verse 15. And there was trembling in the host, in the field, and among all the people.
Right, so after Jonathan and the armor bearer, you know what I'm saying, they attacked. The Philistines got scared, you know what I'm saying, because they got caught off guard. When anybody get caught off guard, you know what I'm saying, you panicking, you're afraid, right?
The garrison and the spoilers, they also trembled, and the earth quaked. So it was a very great trembling. And the watchmen of Saul in Gibeah of Benjamin looked, and behold, the multitude melted away, and they went on beating down one another.
You see that? So it said that they was beating down one another. So in a panic, and then, you know what I'm saying, and them being afraid that they didn't know what the hell was going on, they started beating up each other. You see what I'm saying? Saul, you got to think Saul and the bitch, they looking at like, huh? What the hell they doing? I thought they had war with us. They beating on each other now. Read on.
Then said Saul unto the people that were with him, Number now, and see who is gone from us. And when they had numbered, behold, Jonathan and his armor-bearer were not there. And Saul said unto Ahiah, Bring hither the ark of God. For the ark of God was at that time with the children of Israel. And it came to pass, while Saul talked unto the priests, that the noise that was in the host of the Philistines went on and increased. And Saul said unto the priest, Withdraw thine hand. And Saul and all the people that were with him assembled themselves, and they came to the battle. And behold, every man's sword was against his fellow, and there was a very great discomfiture.
Right. So again, they was killing, they was destroying each other. We didn't have to put in no work. You know what I'm saying? The enemies was killing each other. Read.
Moreover, the Hebrews that were with the Philistines before that time, which went up with them into the camp from the country round about, even they also turned to be with the Israelites that were with Saul and Jonathan.
Right, so the Hebrews that was dwelling amongst the Philistines and sticking with them, they came back on home. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Likewise, all the men of Israel which had hid themselves in Mount Ephraim, when they heard that the Philistines fled, even they also followed hard after them in the battle. So the Lord saved Israel that day, and the battle passed over unto Beth Aven. And the men of Israel were distressed that day, for Saul had adjured.
So basically, okay, the Lord delivered the Israelites. Jonathan, his servant, they bum rushed. The Philistines caught them off guard. They started tripping, killing each other. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord saved us from getting our behind toe up. So now later on that day, you know what I'm saying, we started to get weary. All right, watch, read.
Adjured the people, saying, Cursed be the man that eateth any food until evening, that I may be avenged on mine enemies. So none of the people tasted any food.
So Saul put out a weird order, like I guess to show reverence to the Lord or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Let's everybody fast. If you eat anything, you curse. All right. So that was an order that Saul put out. Read.
And all they of the land came to a wood, and there was honey upon the ground. And when the people were come into the wood, behold, the honey dropped. But no man put his hand to his mouth, for the people feared the oath. But Jonathan heard not when his father charged the people with the oath.
Right, so you know how I be getting on brothers sometimes. You know how you could be giving orders, and you see a brother just not paying attention. Brother, you know, all here and there, gazing at the damn wall. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Just, what's the word? Oblivious. You know what I'm saying? That was Jonathan. He did not hear the order once it came. You good. He did not hear the order once it came out. All right, read.
Wherefore he put forth the end of the rod that was in his hand, and dipped it in honeycomb, and put his hand to his mouth, and his eyes were enlightened. Then answered one of the people.
You know how it be like when you ain't ate in a long time, and you get that first sip of Gatorade, or you get that
like elixir.
You feel like a whole new creature.
Right.
That was Jonathan. So you got to think of that great feeling that he just experienced. He want his brothers to feel the same thing. So watch this, read.
Then answered one of the people and said, Thy father straitly charged the people with an oath, saying, Cursed be the man that eateth any food this day. And the people were faint. Then said Jonathan, My father have troubled the land. See, I pray you, how mine eyes have been enlightened, because I tasted a little of this honey.
So, you know, he trying to get people to eat it, and they let him know, no, we can't do that, but your daddy told us we can't eat. If you eat, you get cursed or whatever. And Jonathan like, that nigga tripping. You know what I'm saying? He got y'all all weak and ready to fall out when I done tasted this honey, and I feel like $1 million.
Right.
My daddy tripping. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
How much more if haply the people had eaten freely today of the spoil of their enemies which they found? For had there not been now a much greater slaughter among the Philistines?
Right, so we'll be happy, we'll be turning up and joyful if we was able to go on and take the spoil, you know what I'm saying, that we got from the Philistines. Because, you know, whenever you win against the land or whatever, you're able to get their animals and their flocks, so, you know, and whatnot. All right, read on.
And they smote the Philistines that day from Michmash to Ajalon. And the people were very faint. And the people flew upon the spoil, and took sheep and oxen and calves, and slew them on the ground, and the people did eat them with the blood.
So that's the transgression that Jonathan ended up getting the people into. You know what I'm saying? It was not, they didn't get to the point where they could, you know what I'm saying, cook it, basically. So they ate all of the spoil raw. They ate it with the blood, which was which was the transgression. All right, read on.
Verse 33. Then they told Saul, saying, Behold, the people sin against the Lord in that they eat with the blood. And he said, Ye have transgressed. Rule a great stone unto me this day. And Saul said, Disperse yourselves among the people, and say unto them, Bring me hither every man his oxen, every man his sheep, and slay them here, and eat, and sin not against the Lord in eating with the blood. And all the people brought every man his ox with him that night and slew them there.
Read.
And Saul built an altar unto the Lord. The same was the first altar that he built unto the Lord.
Read.
And Saul said, Let us go down after the Philistines by night, and spoil them unto the morning light, and let us not leave a man of them. And they said, Do whatsoever seemeth good unto thee. Then said the priest, Let us draw near hither unto God.
Right. So Saul was like, man, let's go on and go get him tonight. And the people was like, yeah, let's go. And the priest was like, hold on. Let's see what the Lord say first. Read.
And Saul asked counsel of God, Shall I go down after the Philistines? Wilt thou deliver them into the hand of Israel? But he answered them not that day.
Interesting. So the Lord didn't answer. Let's get there real quick in Psalm 66 and verse 18. So I wanted to make a point real quick. Go back. Go back. Read verse 29 one more time. I wanted to make a point here.
Verse 29. Then said Jonathan, My father hath troubled the land. See, I pray you, how mine eyes have been enlightened, because I tasted a little of this honey.
So this is when Jonathan, you know what I'm saying, started to convince the people like, no, this is a better idea to go ahead and eat, because I ate and I'm strengthened and I'm good and I'm happy. All of y'all should feel like this. So out of this, we can learn this lesson. Go to Proverbs 24 and verse 21 real quick.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 24 and verse 21.
Come on.
My son, fear thou the Lord and the king.
And the what?
And the king.
So Saul was the king, right? He put out an order. So the people were supposed to follow the order. Read on.
And meddle not with them that are given to change.
So if you got people amongst you that's trying to change the orders of the king, God said, don't meddle with them, because they going to lead you astray. They going to have your ass in error. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what happened. They got in error and ate with the blood and got rebuked and corrected. So that's a lesson learned out of that segment of that story in that chapter. All right, I hope y'all got that. So now go back to 1 Samuel, read verse 37.
1 Samuel chapter 14 and verse 37.
Come on.
And Saul asked counsel of God, Shall I go down after the Philistines? Wilt thou deliver them into the hand of Israel? But he answered him not that day.
Right, so let's see why the Lord did not answer him. Go to Psalm 66 and verse 18. It's only, you know what I'm saying, a couple of reasons, if not just one, in which the Lord would not hearken unto you or respond to you. Read what you got.
The book of Psalms, chapter 66 and verse 18.
Come on.
If I regard iniquity in my heart, the Lord will not hear me.
So that's why the Lord didn't hear Saul, because somewhere in his heart he had iniquity. All right, go to Isaiah 59 verse 2. Isaiah 59 and verse 2.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 59 and verse 2.
See, this what happened when your wife don't know that you doing the 4 chapters a day, and she calling and texting you, and you getting thrown off of what you plan to make boys on.
Right.
Oh, praise to the Most High. All right, read what you got.
But your iniquities have separated between you and your God, and your sins have hid his face from you, that he will not hear.
Yeah, he will not what?
He will not hear.
So that is what would cause the Most High to not hear you. Sin, iniquity. It's clear, it's plain, right? So now let's go back. 1 Samuel 14:38. So that Samuel asked counsel of the Lord ignored him. What does that reveal unto you if you spiritual? Then at that point you understand it's sin. It's sin. It has to be. All right, read what you got.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 14 and verse 38.
Come on.
And Saul said, Draw ye near hither, all the chief of the people, and know and see wherein the sin hath been this day. For as the Lord liveth, which saveth Israel, though it be in Jonathan my son, he shall surely die. But there was not a man among all the people that answered him.
Right, so Saul said, bring forth the man, basically, bring forth the man in who the sin is in. And I know even if it's my son Jonathan, his ass got to die. With the people that was ignoring Saul, you know what I'm saying? They was acting like They ain't know no man who had sinned. Read.
Then said he unto all Israel, Be ye on one side, and I and Jonathan my son will be on the other side. And the people said unto Saul, Do what seemeth good unto thee. Therefore Saul said unto the Lord God of Israel, Give a perfect lot. And Saul and Jonathan were taken, but the people escaped.
Read.
And Saul said, Cast lots between me and Jonathan my son, and Jonathan was taken.
Right, so Jonathan was the one that was found with sin, according to the lot. Read.
Then Saul said to Jonathan, Tell me what thou hast done. And Jonathan told him and said, I did but taste a little honey with the end of the rod that was in mine hand, and lo, I must die.
Right, so Saul was like, what you done did, son? And Jonathan was like, all I did was taste a little honey, and then I'm going to die for that because of that? Because I tasted some honey? Read on.
And Saul answered, God do so and more also.
You damn right. And more than that, read.
For thou shalt surely die, Jonathan.
You going to die, Jonathan. Read.
And the people said unto Saul, Shall Jonathan die, who hath wrought this great salvation in Israel?
So you got to think, that's why the Bible say, get the love of the congregation. Remember, in chapter 13, you were just a scared coward who, disobeyed the voice of the Lord and got rebuked. Meanwhile, Jonathan was brave and mighty and went and shook the Philistines up and got us saved, got us out of the hands of our enemies when you was ready to fold up. So you finna kill him when he just saved us when you were just a coward before that. Read on.
God forbid.
Hell no, we ain't letting you kill him. No, sir, king. Read.
As the Lord liveth, there shall not one hair of his head fall to the ground.
Oh, God, it ain't finna happen, Saul. It ain't happening. Read.
For he have wrought with God this day. So the people rescued Jonathan that he died not.
So the people rescued Jonathan. They kept Jonathan from the wrath of his father. Read.
Then Saul went up from following the Philistines, and the Philistines went to their own place. So Saul took the kingdom over Israel and fought against all his enemies on every side, against Moab, and against the children of Ammon, and against Edom, and against the kings of Zobah, and against the Philistines, and whithersoever he turned himself, he vexed them.
So it's naming all the enemies of Saul that he fought throughout his reign. Read.
And he gathered an host and smote the Amalekites, and delivered Israel out of the hands of them that spoiled them. Now the sons of Saul were Jonathan and Ishui, and Melchishua, and the names of his two daughters were these: the name of his firstborn Merab, and the name of the younger Michal.
Right. So we gon' all of us will learn about her later on. In time. Read.
And the name of Saul's wife was Ahinoam, the daughter of Ahimaaz, and the name of the captain of his host was Abner, the son of Ner, Saul's uncle. And Kish was the father of Saul, and Ner, the father of Abner, was the son of Abiel. And there was sore war against the Philistines all the days of Saul. And when Saul saw any strong man or any valiant man, he took him unto him.
Right. So, just going into Saul, kingdom in the later times or whatever, basically jumping ahead in time and whatnot. So there's chapter 14. Like I said, it was a long chapter, very extensive. There was a lot going on. It was a little weird, Jonathan, he did a great thing, then he started tripping, and then Saul started tripping because his son was tripping, and then the people was like, I don't give a damn that he was tripping. You ain't finna do what you think you finna do to him. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that in James 2:13 real quick. In some situations, you got to consider stuff like that. Like this brother just saved all our life. Yeah, he made a mistake. He jacked up. He disobeyed. He changed the order. But, you know what I'm saying? He just did, he saved all our life. Like, come on now. Read what you got.
The book of James, chapter 2 and verse 13.
Come on.
For he shall have judgment without mercy that have showed no mercy.
You see that? So it was only right, it was only seasonable for Saul to show mercy. Because you just messed up too. And the Lord ain't put you to death. Right. You know what I'm saying? So if you would have passed that judgment against your own flesh and blood, your own son, who would be the king after you? You see what I'm saying? It wouldn't have been no mercy shown unto you the next time you made a mistake. Read.
And mercy rejoiceth against judgment.
Right, and a lot of times mercy is preferable over judgment. You know what I'm saying? And that's what was exercised with Jonathan, because the people stood up for him. All right, let's go back to 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse 1. We done finally made it. Y'all notice I had went over this in a class that I did called the sin of stubbornness. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know, hey, this one of my favorite stories right here. I can go over this all day. I can go over this. I can put this in every class I do damn near. You know what I'm saying? For real. I'll pray to the Most High. So let's begin. 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 1.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse 1. Samuel also said unto Saul, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord.
Come on.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt.
Right. So the Lord, you know, he said, hey, now this is generations later. This is heavy right here. You know what I'm saying? Because this is so random. After all these years, remember you the whole book of Judges then passed. You know what I'm saying? And all of that. And he said, I remember what Amalek did in the wilderness when he laid in wait for y'all when y'all came out of Egypt. All right, go to Deuteronomy 25. Deuteronomy 25 and 17. So what is this implying? What is this letting us know? At this point in 1 Samuel the 15th chapter, those people, that generation that tried it back then in the wilderness, they had returned at that point, and it was time to exercise or fulfill this scripture that we finna read. Read what you got.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 25 and verse 17.
Come on.
Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way.
Remember. Read.
When ye were come forth out of Egypt.
Come on.
How he met thee by the way, and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not God.
So God going into detail just to stir you up. You was weak, you was tired, you were hungry, you were thirsty, and they knew that. They wanted to take advantage of you. Remember how them evil Amalek devils, remember that? Right. Read on.
Therefore it shall be when
and it's crazy because in Christianity, they say, forgive. Love your enemies. But the Most High God is saying, remember. Remember everything. Even though it was years ago. Read on.
Therefore it shall be when the Lord thy God have given thee rest from all thine enemies round about, and the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it.
Wow. So that's a righteous grudge. That's how you know Leviticus 19:18 applies to your people, the children of your people. Because when it comes to the white man, God said, don't forget that. You better not forget that. You're going to have to blot them out from under heaven. For real, that's heavy right there. So when you get to that point, when you done got rest from your enemies and all of that, like how they is with Saul, they done crowned the king and all of that. All right, now it's time to go hit they behind up.
Right.
Go to Exodus 17 and 16. Exodus 17, verse 16.
The book of Exodus, chapter 17 and verse 16. For he said, because the Lord hath sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
From generation to generation. That's why to this day, them the main people, them the ones that's in your land, pretending to be you, trying to persecute you and blackball you, and you say that they Amalek and you Israel. You know what I'm saying? And the same people that owned you, had you on slave ships, financed the slave ships, all of that, and then gonna say that that's a lie. That's not true. When it's facts and books and all that out there. You see what I'm saying? That's the war. We still at war with them to this day. But now it's more spiritual than ever. You know what I'm saying? Because they have established a vision that they are the damn Jews and we at war every damn day. We go out on the street trying to cast down that imagination. So to this day, we at war with Amalek. Let's go back now. 1 Samuel 15.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have.
Because that kills the doctrine. Like people, you know, the white people on the street, they be like, well, I never sold anybody to slavery. I love black people. I didn't do that to you. So why you mad at me? Well, God just instructed the Israelites. What they did in the wilderness, they went there. That didn't happen to them. But go and kick for what they did to your forefathers. You see what I'm saying? That's the God that we dealing with.
Right.
But I'm telling you, man, the East are the devil, bruh. Don't be simple, man. Don't fall for that nonsense. That is how God roll. He say, hold righteous grudges when it come to the enemy. Period. All right, read on.
And spare them not.
Do what?
Spare them not.
Right, so this is a specific instruction. Now let's remember this. God is telling Saul, look, kill all of them. Don't spare any of them. All right, read on.
But slay both man and woman.
Slay every man and every woman. Read.
Infant and suckling.
And so did God rose like that? God told us, you know what I'm saying, the Israelites to kill the red babies. Interesting. Read on.
Ox and sheep, camel and ass.
Right. So I know some people, I ain't even going to do it. I don't think I got time. All right, just keep reading.
Verse 4. And Saul gathered the people together and numbered them in Telaim.
I got to do it. Now remember, we got to live peaceably with our men. We ain't laying a hand on nobody. You know what I'm saying? If we got to defend ourselves or something like that, it is what it is. But we ain't incite no violence. Matter of fact, if you hear any violence, let us know, and we going to let the police know, according to Leviticus 5 and 1. You know what I'm saying? We don't condone no violence. We are not a hate group. But according to the Bible, there will be a day. Give me that in Psalms 137 and 7. We gotta show the people this. We gotta show them. A lot of people got God messed up, bruh. They don't know the God of this Bible. Psalms 137 and read verse 7.
The book of Psalms, chapter 137 and verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom.
The children of Edom. That's who Amalek descends from, right?
In the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
So they cheered the Babylonians on when they was invading Jerusalem and destroying the temple. Right. They was their cheerleaders. Read.
O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed.
So he calls Edom the daughter of Babylon. Hence, while you go to Revelation, and that great woman whom thou seest is called Mystery Babylon the Great. Because it's not actually the Babylonians, the Ethiopians, the Cushites. It's Edom. They have grown up from being the daughter of Babylon to the great harlot, Babylon the Great. Read on.
Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
God said, happy shall he be that pays you back for everything that you have done, including this. Read.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Your infants, your toddlers, your baby, all your little kids. God said we're going to be happy when we dashing them against stones. That day has yet to come. That's when the Lord come back. All right? So just chill out, relax. We ain't doing none of that right now. All right? When the Lord come back, I'm telling you, green light. Yes, sir. Green light for real. Let's get that in Isaiah. Nah, I'm going to use up. Let's go back to first Samuel. I might get in trouble.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15 and verse 4.
Come on.
And Saul gathered the people together and numbered them in Telaim, 200,000 footmen and 10,000 men of Judah.
Come on.
And Saul came to a city of Amalek and laid wait in the valley.
Come on.
And Saul said unto the Kenites, go, depart, get you down from among the Amalekites, lest I destroy you with them. For ye showed kindness to all the children of Israel when they came up out of Egypt. So the Kenites departed from among the Amalekites.
So Saul is sparing the Kenites. The Kenites, they was dwelling amongst the Amalekites. Let's see who they are. Go to Judges 1 and verse 16. Let's see who the Kenites are. So we can have an idea, because he said they showed us mercy or whatever, or grace. Or whatever. They showed us kindness.
Kindness, yep.
When we came out of Egypt. Let's read that.
The book of Judges, chapter 1 and verse 16.
Come on.
And the children of the Kenite.
The children of the who?
Of the Kenite.
Read.
Moses' father-in-law.
You see that? That's them people. That's them folks. Moses' father. Remember, Moses' father-in-law was the one that suggested that he set up the ranking system to get the nation in order. And Moses asked his son, you know what I'm saying, later in time, like, hey, make sure you stay with us, because you're going to be as our eyes in the wilderness. You know this life. We don't know it like that. You know, we straight out of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? So the Kenites was always helpful, you know, through our perils in the wilderness. You know what I'm saying? They showed us kindness when we came out of Egypt. Let's go back now. 1 Samuel 15 and verse 7.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15 and verse 7. And Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah unto thou comest to Shur, that is over against Egypt.
Read.
And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive.
Wait a minute.
Oh, alive.
Wait a minute. He took the king of the Amalekites alive. Strike one. Read on.
And utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword.
Right. So he partially fulfilling the order of the Lord. The Lord said, don't spare none. He said, well, he's the king, so maybe he'll be valuable to, you know, just take hostage. You know, maybe the Lord didn't think about that. Maybe the Lord, he forgot to tell me the detail, you know. So I'm gonna just go ahead and, you know, it seems logical to do that. Read.
But Saul and the people spared Agag and the best of the sheep and of the oxen and of the fatlings and the lambs and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them.
So not only did they spare the king, but they also spared the good animals. The good, strong, healthy, delicious looking animals. You know what I'm saying? They spared them too. God said, kill every, what did it say? Infant and suckling, ox, sheep, camel, and ass. Every last one. But Saul and the people, they were like, maybe the Lord didn't think, because we can, you know, hey, we could do a lot with these. These some good looking animals. Now, surely he wouldn't say to kill these. We can use these. Read on.
But everything that was vile and refused, that they destroyed utterly.
Right, so the stuff that looked like it deserved to be killed, yeah, let's kill that. So we can say that we did do some killing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what the Lord actually meant. He was just trying us to see if we was going to be smart or not. You know what I'm saying? Once we got the land. Let's see, read on.
Then came the word of the Lord unto Samuel, saying, it repenteth me that I have set up Saul to be king.
So once in the midst of that happening, in the midst of the rebelliousness and the halfway fulfilling the orders, the Lord, you know, he come to Samuel, he said, I hate I ever did made this Negro king. I hate that I made that decision. Read.
For he is turned back from following me and have not performed my commandments.
So you telling me if I do some of which, if I do most of what you said, I turn back from following you and I have not performed your order. That's what the Bible is saying, right? That's what the Bible is saying. So for you brothers and sisters out there that be, well, I did do this, but whenever it's a but, meaning you didn't fulfill exactly what was instructed of you to do, you actually didn't fulfill any of it. Understand that. You did not perform the orders given unto you. That's what God is showing us in this story. Read on. And
it grieved Samuel, and he cried unto the Lord all night.
Right, and that grieved Samuel. From there, get Sirach 10, verse 12. Sirach chapter 10, verse 12. What had to be in that brother mind, you know what I'm saying, for him to do that, for him to transgress on that level? Sirach chapter 10, verse 12.
The book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10 and verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departeth from God, and his heart is turned away from his maker.
And that's exactly what happened. You know what I'm saying? The Lord gave you an order, but in your mind, and then all the people, you know, because it says Saul and the people, you know the people is down with it. Just like, you know, we had an example earlier on a whole different subject.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the brother was willing to do evil, go against counsel,
Right.
and he didn't get no resistance from the sister. You know what I'm saying? Hey, well, yeah, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? When both of them got the counsel and instructions face to face, not to do what the hell they decided to do. You know what I'm saying? But when the evil spirit came upon him to go against the counsel, there was no Abigail, no resistance, no. Well, what about what the officer said? It wasn't none of that. That's a bad sign for you, brother. All right? But anyway, let's continue to read.
Oh, praises. Back to verse Samuel.
Verse
13.
Yes, sir.
For pride is the beginning of sin.
Come on.
And he that hath it shall pour out abomination.
So we going to see with Saul, you know what I'm saying, he just going to continue to pour out more and more sin, more finally following him transgressing the commandments of the Lord. Like we read thus far, it's only going to continue. Read.
And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly.
Watch this. Read on.
The Lord hath cast down the thrones of proud princes.
So the thrones, for when it's a prince or a king, they got pride, the Lord will throw down their throne. And then what?
And set up the meek in their stead.
And set up the meek in their stead. That's the whole story that we finna read about right now. For Saul having that pride, you know what I'm saying, wanting to be the, you know, in the moment, like, yeah, let's take that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he gonna have a replacement set up in his stead. Let's go back to 1 Samuel 15. Verse 12.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse 12. And when Samuel rose early to meet Saul in the morning, it was told Samuel, saying, Saul came to Carmel, and behold, he set him up a place, and is gone about and passed on and gone down to Gilgal.
Hey, you gotta know, bro. When you do something like that, it's gonna be a class about you. You lucky this is just you just got a moment in the 4 chapters a day. You lucky this with no class. You know what I'm saying? Because it would have been about you. So you better eat this, and you better hope that this is all that you can get. You know what I'm saying? As far as correction. And don't nobody know your name. Nobody even know who I'm talking about except you.
Right.
All right? So be thankful. Thank the Most High. You better not get the spirit of bitterness because you deserve a lot more. All right?
Right.
I'll pray to the Most High. Read on.
Verse 13.
Come
And
on.
Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said unto him, Blessed be thou of the Lord. I have performed the commandment of the Lord.
So what's the first thing that Saul do? You know what I'm saying? Basically lie. You know what I'm saying? What is it called? Not contingency. It's something basically to just throw a cover, you know, fabricate the fact that he did, you know what I'm saying, transgress the commandment of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? As soon as he sees Samuel, hey, shalom, bro. Hey, I did everything the Lord told me to do. Knowing damn well you did not. Read on.
Verse 14. And Samuel said, What meaneth then this bleating of the sheep in mine ears, and the lowing of the oxen which I hear?
So if you fulfill the commandment of the Lord, why in the hell do I hear animals talking about, bah, bah, what the hell going on? Why do I hear that? Read on.
And Saul said, They have brought them from the Amalekites, for the people spared the best of the sheep and of the
Now
oxen.
look, now what this is their evil spirit brothers be doing this.
Right.
Read verse 9.
Verse 9.
Uh-huh.
But Saul and the people spared.
Saul and the people. Saul and the people did what?
Spared Agag and the best of the sheep.
Now read verse 15.
Verse 15. And Saul said, They have brought them from the Amalekites, for the people spared the best of the sheep.
You see that? Some more
Right.
the same thing he did in chapter 13 when he got checked. Blind gang. It was the people. The people had, you know what I'm saying? The people did that. Read.
And of the oxen, to sacrifice unto the Lord thy
But
God.
they did it for a good reason, though, Samuel. Just chill. They did it to sacrifice to the Lord. See there? You ain't think we were going to think about that, huh? Yeah, we thought about God while we was doing that. All right, read on.
And the rest we have utterly destroyed.
Right, so hold that. Go to Deuteronomy 12 and 32. So, this is a law that God put in place for Negroes like that. They get bright ideas along the way of following instructions. You know what I'm saying? To where, I know he said to do this, but maybe he would allow me to do this too. God made a law for that. All right, read what you got.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12 and verse 32.
Come on.
What things soever I command you, observe to do it.
So whatever the Lord command you, observe to do it. Read.
Thou shalt not add thereto, nor diminish from it.
So you should not add. It's pretty plain, right? You cannot add to my instructions, nor take away from them. All right? That's what you call a statute. That's a law for the rest of the laws. You know what I'm saying? And it's clear as day. Do not do that. But let's go back now. 1 Samuel 15, 16.
Verse 16. The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15 and verse 16. Then Samuel said unto Saul, Stay, and I will tell thee what the Lord hath said to me this night. And he said unto him, Say on. And Samuel said, When thou wast little in thine own sight, wast thou not made the head of the tribes of Israel, and the Lord anointed thee king over Israel?
So now watch this. Hold that. Go to chapter 9, verse 21. So Samuel trying to bring some stuff to his remembrance. Remember when you was little, in your own sight, when you didn't think nothing of yourself, you had no self-esteem, no confidence to be a ruler, to be a leader. You remember that? And I still chose you to be the leader? Where the Most High still chose you to be the leader? Watch this. Read that.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 9 and verse 21.
Come on.
And Saul answered and said, Am not I a Benjamite of the smallest of the tribes of Israel, and my family the least of all the families of the tribe of Benjamin? Wherefore then speakest thou so to me?
So that was the attitude that he had when he first got, you know what I'm saying, when he was getting raised up, when he was letting them know you're going to be the captain over Israel. He was like, me? I'm the smallest of the tribes, and my people ain't even important. Why you saying that to me? You got the wrong guy. All right? You don't remember that? That made me think of that dude with the videos with Nada. You remember when you went in the store and you bought the hat with the brim?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
You used to go in there and say, Give me the one with the brim.
Yeah. Go back, man. First Samuel.
1 Samuel chapter 15.
Verse 18.
Verse
man.
18.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord sent thee on a journey and said, Go and utterly destroy the sinners, the Amalekites, and fight against them until they be consumed.
So the Lord sent you on a journey to fulfill his vengeance, you know what I'm saying, in Deuteronomy 25. All right, read on.
Wherefore then didst thou not obey the voice of the Lord,
So why the hell didn't you obey the voice of the Lord? Read.
but didst fly upon the spoil,
You took all the nice animals, read.
and didst evil in the sight of the
By
Lord?
you doing it, partially keeping the orders, you did evil in the sight of the Lord. That's an evil thing. Read.
And Saul said unto Samuel, Yea, I have obeyed the voice of the Lord.
Wait a minute. So Saul is in denial. Saul is saying that you're wrong. All this rebuke, he breaking it down. You remember this? And Saul said, no, I did do what the hell he told me to do. You see what I'm saying? No, you're wrong, Samuel. Read on.
And have gone the way which the Lord sent me, and have brought Agag the king of Amalek, and have utterly destroyed the Amalekites.
So by him just get that in Job 9 and 20. By him justifying himself for sparing the best animals, he revealed that he also spared the king. Yeah, I did keep the commandment. Matter of fact, I spared the king. You see what I'm saying? What you got?
The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 20.
Come on.
If I justify myself,
you correct me, and then I come back and say, no, you're wrong. What you're correcting me on is not accurate. If I justify myself, read.
Mine own mouth shall condemn me.
I'm going to do things like even reveal more of my rebelliousness unto you. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's exactly what the brother did. Let's go back now. Let's go back. What verse we at? 21.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse 21. But the people took of the spoil, sheep and oxen, the chief of the things which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto the Lord thy God in Gilgal.
So he thinking that he going to get some glory, you know what I'm saying, for sparing the king. So he said, yeah, I spared the king, you know, because I know that's smart. I know that's what y'all really wanted me to do without saying it. But the people, they the ones who did because they thought it was a good idea to sacrifice. All right, read on.
And Samuel said, hath the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams.
So that's a heavy verse right there. You know what I'm saying? Samuel making it plain for him. You think the Lord prefer you to have a sacrifice to atone for when you break the commandments, or do you think he prefers for you to actually just keep the damn commandments? Come on, bird brain. So what the hell is wrong with you? Go to Sirach 34. Sirach 34 and 18. Let's get some supporting precepts for that thing. Sirach 34 and 18.
The book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 34 and verse 18. He that sacrificeth of a thing wrongfully gotten, his offering is ridiculous, and the gifts of unjust men are not accepted.
Well, I'll be damned. So it's unjustly gotten, because the Most High told you to kill all of it. So you got it against the will of the Lord, you know what I'm saying? And you justifying yourself, showing yourself to be unjust. The Most High ain't going to accept your damn sacrifice. Read on.
The Most High is not pleased with the offerings of the wicked.
So, yeah, they got all the animals to sacrifice, but guess what? The Most High not going to be pleased at all because you and the people did wickedly by not obeying the voice of the Lord. Read.
Neither is he pacified for sin by the multitude of sacrifices.
And that's not going to pacify his anger. You know what I'm saying? All them oxen and all them animals, that's not going to pacify his anger. It's not. He's still going to judge your simple behind. Go to Proverbs 21:27. Proverbs 21:27.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 21 and verse 27.
Come on.
The sacrifice of the wicked is abomination.
Read that again.
The sacrifice of the wicked is abomination.
So not only is it just null and void, like it ain't doing nothing, that really makes the Most High even more angry.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's an abomination to the Lord. Read.
How much more when he bringeth it with a wicked mind?
How much more when he bring it in the spirit of justification? Knowing that really, he probably wouldn't have even done it. He probably just would have kept it to eat it for itself if it would have never got pointed out. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
From there, go to Psalms 51, verse 16. One more precept.
The book of
Obedience
Psalms
is better than sacrifice. Read that.
Chapter 51 and verse 16.
Come on.
For thou desirest not sacrifice.
God doesn't desire sacrifice. This is before Christ. Read.
Else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offering.
Right. And remember, this Psalms 51, this is the chapter of David in his repentance. Because remember, he went the hell off. He messed up. But he even telling the Lord, you ain't even really messed up about the sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? That ain't necessarily what you want from me. Read on.
The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit.
The true sacrifice is being sorry and remorseful for what the hell I did. Instead of, on the contrary, justifying myself, steadily pleading and trying to show why I'm not wrong for doing wrong. You see what I'm saying? That is the spirit that Saul does not have. But that's the sacrifice that God wants you to bring. Brother, humble down. Be sorry. You jacked up. Just admit that. You know what I'm saying? That's the sacrifice that God wants. Read.
A broken and a contrite heart, O God, thou wilt not despise.
Right. God gonna have mercy on his spirit that's contrite, that's remorseful, sorry for their sin. All right, so let's go back now. 1 Samuel 15:23.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse 23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft.
Whoa, that's heavy. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ask a brother, you know what I'm saying, will you engage in voodoo with me? Brother gonna be like, hell no! We can somebody get this brother, you know what I'm saying? This brother trying to do witchcraft, what is this? And all of that. But that same brother who will react to, blatant witchcraft will have no problem. He'll sit through a whole 30-minute counsel of, nah, brother, don't do this because of this and that. And if you do this, this going to happen because of question. Brother, don't do this, bro. I'm telling you, I love you. Don't do it. Okay. Call you 2 weeks later. Hey, I did what you told me not to do. You know what I'm saying? That's rebelliousness.
Damn.
Brother, you just did voodoo. You just did, you know what I'm saying? You rode on a broomstick on Halloween. You know, you might as well went trick-or-treating, Negro. Because that is witchcraft. Exactly. Put her on the back of the broom with you. That is witchcraft per God. Read on.
And stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry.
So when you stubborn, you don't want to hear what your leader's instructing you to do. That's idolatry. You saying because remember, the instructions ain't coming from the man. It is the commandment of the Lord. You see what I'm saying? He established the counsels of the tongue that the leadership gives y'all. So when you rebel and you stubborn against that, you saying that what I want to do comes before what God wants me to do. Therefore, that puts you in the midst of idolatry. You might as well go kiss the circle of the damn Mecca stone. The Kaaba stone is the Mecca. And kiss the damn rock. You might as well go bow down in front of a cross. Because it's kiss white Jesus, kiss his feet. Because that's what you doing. You in the midst of idolatry. When you rebellious and you stubborn. Read on.
Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee.
I rejected the word of my officer.
Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord.
I just rejected the word of Cap.
Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord.
Read.
He have also rejected thee from being king.
Right, and you will lose whatever position the Most High put you in. Brothers don't think about that, though. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's go to Sirach 3. Sirach 3:26. Let's show what the type of heart that Saul had. Sirach 3:26.
The book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 3 and verse 26.
Come on.
A stubborn heart shall fare evil at the last.
So that stubbornness that Saul had, he going to fare evil at the last. We're going to read about him in the last chapter of 1 Samuel. What he going to end up doing, his fate. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be evil at the last. But read on.
And he that loveth danger shall perish therein.
Right. He that loved the danger of not fully doing what was instructed by the Lord. I know, you know what I'm saying? To go back to that example, the parallel in Arkansas, you know what I'm saying? Well, I know he said this and this could happen and that could happen, but, I'm just going to, just try to beat the odds. You loving danger, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Loving that. You got to think all these are the men of the Lord, prophets, bishops, deacons, bringing out whole hour-long classes about backdoor marriages. And you go and do the dangerous thing of doing one. God said, he that loveth danger shall perish therein. Well, I be down. Read on.
Sorry about that.
Brothers need to watch 4 chapters a day. Stop calling.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 27.
Come on.
An obstinate heart shall be laden with sorrows.
Right. Obstinate is another word for stubborn. You know what I'm saying? Your mind is set on doing what you want to do, contrary to the wishes of others. God said that heart, that mind is going to be laden with sorrows. Read.
And the wicked man shall heap sin upon sin.
He's going to add sin to sin, just like with Saul. He lied. He justified himself. He played the blame game. All of that. And that's what led him to spiritual idolatry and witchcraft.
Right.
He added sin upon sin. Read on.
In the punishment of the proud there is no remedy.
Come on.
For the plant of wickedness have taken root in him.
Remember, You know what I'm saying? When we read on in chapter 16, the evil spirit enters into him, and the spirit of the Lord departs.
Right.
This was the beginning of that wicked plant, you know what I'm saying, being planted within him. All right, let's go back now. Let's go back. 1 Samuel 15:24.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15, and verse 24.
Come on.
And Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord.
So now he halfway being contrite. What?
Right.
You know what? I've sinned. I've transgressed. Why is the twins, what is wrong with them? Just one of y'all over there, tell the twins we doing 4 chapters a day that they need to start watching every day. All right? Lord have mercy. Somebody call them right now. All right? Read on.
And thy words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice.
Wait a minute. So now finally admitting, now the confession has finally come, and it's still not sincere. You're still not remorseful for your decisions, your transgression. You know what? Yes, I did wrong because I was scared of the wicked ass people that you put me over. It's their fault. Let's get that in Proverbs 29. Proverbs 29:25. He said he was scared of the people. Proverbs 29:25.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 29, and verse 25. The fear of man bringeth a snare.
So if you scared of what the people going to say, if you say, no, we ain't taking the best animals. No, we ain't sparing the king. You know what I'm saying? If you scared of their response, that's going to bring a snare. That's why, to go back to what we were saying earlier, you got to really consider what it means to be a leader. You cannot fold when stuff get tough. You know what I'm saying? When the Israelites get a little too much to handle, you got to stand firm. That's the type of men that the Lord is looking for. All right? But if you fear the people, you fear men, you're going to fall into that trap. You're going to transgress. Read on.
But whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe.
Right. So Saul would have been all right. He would have been safe if he would have just trusted in the Lord. But according to him, he feared the voice of man. All right. So now, go back. 1 Samuel 15:25.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15 and verse 25. Now therefore, I pray thee, pardon my sin, and turn again with me, that I may worship the Lord.
So yeah, hey, I'm sorry I sinned because of them. You know what I'm saying? Now, take me back. Let's forgive me. Let's get back to the regular Saul and Samuel connection. All right. Read on.
And Samuel said unto Saul, I will not return with thee.
Hell no. Because think about it. Samuel, he asked him, what is this noise? You know what I'm saying? Saul didn't humble down and admit then, at that opportunity. Then Samuel gave him a little mini speech and asked him, why have you disobeyed the voice of the Lord? Saul still didn't want to humble down and admit to his sin. So now at this point, after he let him know you a witch and an idolater, now Saul want to be like, oh, okay, you're right. Let me humble down. Samuel like, no. You know what I'm saying? It's a wrap. Let's see why. Titus 3:10. Titus 3:10.
Book of Titus, chapter 3 and verse 10. A man that is an heretic after the first and second admonition.
Because he had 2 chances to go ahead and repent and confess, you know what I'm saying, his faults. He had 2 chances. After that, still wanted to justify himself. Read on.
Reject.
God said reject that man, and that's exactly what Samuel did. He rejected the brother. He said, no, let's go back. He said, I will not turn again unto you, brother. Read.
For thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, and the Lord hath rejected thee from being king over Israel.
Right. Go to Titus 1:16. Titus chapter 1, verse 16.
The book of Titus, chapter 1 and verse 16. They profess that they know God, but in works they deny him.
Right. So that's what Saul was doing. You know what I'm saying? He was saying, yeah, restore me unto the Lord, and I'm sorry I sinned against the Lord, and all of this and that, like he know the Lord. But in every single way, in everything that you're doing, even after your sin, you heaping sin upon sin, you denying the Lord. You do not want to humble down and really repent for what you did against the Lord. Read.
Being abominable
Uh-huh.
and disobedient, and unto every good work reprobate.
Into every good work reprobate. This is the starting point of Saul losing his spirit, going reprobate. This was the starting point of that. All right, let's go back now.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse 27.
Come on.
And as Samuel turned about to go away, he laid hold upon the skirt of his mantle, and it rent.
Right, so Saul grabbing his friend, just, oh no, Samuel, don't leave me. Read.
And Samuel said unto him, the Lord have rent the kingdom of Israel from thee this day.
So just like you just reached you tore the damn bottom of my garment, that's how the Lord then tore your ass from the throne. Read.
And hath given it to a neighbor of thine that is better than you, than thou.
This is still before he actually met David. He's saying the same thing he said in chapter 13, just reassuring it now. Hey, remember what I told you already? Yes, the Lord has chosen a replacement for you. Somebody that's better than you. Imagine that. Like, just imagine, bro. What if I told you after you done did something stupid, I'm like, hey, the Lord got Officer so-and-so. It's how he gonna be the 20. He gonna be the next 20 to fill your spot. He better than you. Just, you gotta think, you'll probably jump out the damn spirit. You see what I'm saying? That's what the brother told Saul. The Lord chose somebody better than your Negro self. All right, go back, read.
And also the strength of Israel will not lie, nor repent, for he is not a man that he should repent.
Right, so the precepts for that, Numbers 23:19, Judah chapter 8, verse 16. The strength of Israel is referring to the Most High God. God is not a man that he should lie or repent. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But right here it calls him the strength of Israel. So understand this thing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the Most High God is our strength. Whenever you go off on your own mind thinking it's the right thing to do, you not safe. You dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Because you have left your strength. Pride will have you leaving your strength, departing from your strength. I'm telling you, pride, man, hey. If a brother tell you battling with pride, you better take heed and examine, because that means you're very susceptible to Satan at that point, because you have departed from your strength. Understand that, all right? Read on.
Then he said, I have sinned, yet honor me now, I pray thee, before the elders of my people and before Israel, and turn again with me, that I may worship the Lord thy God.
And see, this spirit is very, very real. It's crazy. He said, okay, you're right. But honor me. Don't let the people see that you know what I'm saying, pronouncing demotion against me. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the people see that. No, honor. Make sure the people still know that I'm the king, even though I messed up. That's how you know people be falling in a spirit of vanity, just getting caught up in a rank and a title and all of that. When you forgetting the reason why you got the title was for pleasing the Lord. Once you discontinue pleasing the Lord, that title gonna leave as well. No, but don't do me like that now. You know what I'm saying? Don't demote me. I know, you know what I'm saying, the backdoor marriages and I know the counsel and all that, but I mean, I'm still, purple shirt, right? Read on, I'm sorry.
So Samuel turned again after Saul, and Saul worshipped the Lord.
Read.
Then said Samuel, bring you hither to me, Agag, the king of the Amalekites. And Agag came unto him delicately. And Agag said, surely the bitterness of death is past.
Right, so Samuel, he mad at Saul now. He ain't gonna do nothing to me. They ain't mad at the Amalekites no more. Saul is the subject of rebuke right now. They ain't even mad at me. Guess what, Esau? Watch this, read.
And Samuel said, as the sword hath made women childless, so shall thy mother be childless among women.
So just like your sword made our foremothers childless in the wilderness when y'all laid in wait, it's the same way your mother gonna be childless. Read.
And Samuel hewed Agag in pieces before the Lord in Gilgal.
Samuel was a real superhero, but he didn't play. He chopped the Edomite up. You know what I'm saying? Sliced them and diced them. For real. Read on.
Then Samuel went to Ramah, and Saul went up to his house to Gibeah of Saul.
Read.
And Samuel came no more to see Saul until the day of his death.
I'm done with that Negro. Read.
Nevertheless, Samuel mourned for Saul, and the Lord repented that he had made Saul king over Israel.
So Saul, Samuel, he was sad about, how Saul was just going the hell off for the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? But, you got to think, bro, that's sad, bro. Like, you got to think, man, I saw the potential in you, man. I raised you up when you ain't even think you was ready. I showed you this. I seen you do, because in 1 Samuel, I think it was chapter 11, he was a mighty man. The Spirit came on him. He stood up as a savior for the people. I saw the potential. I had hope in you. And then, this is what we come to. Now you want to rebel against me, and you want to, you know what I'm saying? And it was just sad. Samuel was sad. The Lord was like, damn, why I sit this nigga up? You know what I'm saying? For real. But all praise to the Most High. So, hey, it's 6:30. You know what I'm saying? Get ready. You brothers, get ready for Camp 101. You should already be on your way to your local school. All right? I pray y'all was edified. Lord's willing, y'all will see me again this upcoming Monday, if the Lord say the same. All right? Maybe even sooner. You never know. Now I pray to the Most High. With that, Iuic, Arkansas, we just dropped the class today, a couple hours ago. Right. You want to see more of this, more edification, you know what I'm saying, Sabbath style.
Right.
Go and subscribe to Iuic, Arkansas. All right, we got classroom videos, camp videos, we got a radio show. Go subscribe, go check us out, like, comment, share, all of that. All right? So with that, we say, Shalom, Most High in Christ blessed.
Most High in Christ blessed.